and I mean this, don't mean this controversially, but Games Workshop are racist, right? Don't mean it controversially.
What
I mean
do you mean
is,
you don't mean? You can't just say a controversial thing. You can't.
I'm just going to eat a biscuit whilst
I'm
Rob
just going to
continues.
sip this non-existent tea.
out there. Woo!
Is that gonna
This
get
is
us banned straight
exciting.
away?
Straight away.
You're in focus.
You're in focus.
You're
We're
in
all in
focus.
focus.
We're all in
Am I not in
focus.
romance
Yeah.
cap? I love
The
romance cap.
focus that I love is the focus you two bring to the hobby.
Zero.
Oh, that's nice. I have no
Zero.
focus in hobby. I'm all over the place. I'm like a
I
shotgun.
want to talk
of
about
hobby.
that today. Me and Peachy were just talking about that, but we'll talk about
No,
it
tell me,
later.
what do you want to
What,
talk
right
about?
now?
Yeah,
I
dive in.
want to just paint a miniature.
Do it. I mean,
Oh, yeah?
Sarah's
Why
really loud.
why
So
why
if
won't
we're,
you
if,
paint
we're,
a
if, we're,
mini?
if we're jumping, also hello everyone, welcome to our Juggz.
Hello, welcome to Juggz.
I missed
Jiggly
you
Juggz.
last week I was very tired. I'm
Mhm.
slightly less tired,
Mhm.
but now Rob is very tired.
Yes, maybe a tad.
Maybe a little tired. What are you gonna do after this, Rob? Are you gonna go home and snuggle down?
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
I think you should.
Yeah.
I think you
Good.
should
Good.
go.
I've been painting for people watching at home,
Oh,
Juggz
let's do
fans.
Rob first.
Well, no, I've just been painting some Star Wars minis today.
Nice.
That's what I've been doing. It's been super fun. And
Well-
then me and Louise went to watch an amazing movie this week.
Ooh. Tell us first about the figure you painted. What's the
I
figure?
want to talk a little bit more about Rob because me and Rob did something very fun right
Oh,
after Salute.
Is this,
Oh.
is this
It was the
Oh,
heyo.
wow. All right,
It was
roommates.
right after Salute. Me and Rob went on a painting shopping trip.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
that's
tell
true.
them about that. You haven't told them about this.
That's true. I have a paint setup at home.
Oh my God, this was very fun, Pete.
Yeah, so I have a paint setup at home. Very cool. Louise got sent the Army Painter set.
Thanks, Army Painter.
Thanks, Army Painter. So
Love you.
I was like, well, I'll take those. Yeah, they're for me.
Great
Obviously,
paints, great
because
paints.
I struggle. I want to say it right now. Love you, Army Painter, but I struggle to get out of my painting comfort zone. And right now, my painting comfort zone it's still Citadel and Pro Acryl.
Just to let you know,
I never use Vallejo.
I just want to say, sorry, I sprayed
for
it, not said it then.
Yeah.
I just want to say that
Okay, do I get to keep
not
that?
just because I'm a factory member of.
You are an
A
Army Painter
factory
factory member.
member.
factory member,
Yeah, yeah.
factory team. I fill up those pots of paints on the
Pro
factory.
Acryl needs to come
Yeah.
up with a better term for what we are
What
because
are
you've
you
got
called?
factory
Factory
worker.
worker, smelter.
The smelter.
Smelter.
I would say that the Army Painter range is what Workshop's range should be. And if you like Workshop's range, you would love the Army Painter.
Well,
range.
let me
like I
wax.
said, I'm a creature of habit. I agree with you, but I am fully a creature of habit.
Let me wax lyrical
Please
for a
do.
moment.
Yeah,
Because
yeah. Pop off, Queen.
Okay, so two things. I have a set of Pro
Queen.
Acryl paints that I have here at the studio.
Yeah.
And I think that they're brilliant.
Yeah.
Yay.
I think one of the things that's really, really good about them is how just straight out of the pot, I can just like do layering and
Yeah.
like
they
I'm
come
not really.
pre-thinned
Yeah, they're really thin and they're super consistent and they're really nice
and they're nice and pigmented.
and they're very matte. And that's like a whole thing. It's a tool, right?
Yeah.
It's a whole tool, which is great.
They make the best white.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Literally.
There's no argument.
There's no argument.
There's no
yeah.
argument. But that's I took white home with me as
Bold
well.
acrylic.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Bold titanium.
white.
Yeah.
That's the one.
But one of the things that Louise does really well is mix colors.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I'm not very like conscious about the color wheel, nor, and this is super importantly, do I want to learn about the color wheel.
And Rob does not like if you're not naturally good at mixing colors,
Which
then
I'm not.
it's a nightmare.
It's
like,
a nightmare.
Yeah.
Just going to throw something in there, a little
Do it,
grenade,
do it.
which is going to trigger lots of painters that might be watching this.
Oh, shit.
It's colour theory, Rob, not colour fact.
Oh,
Get wrecked.
oh,
Colour
wow, which is good
factors.
because today's show is about different theories.
But we'll get into that later.
My point
But
is,
we'll
it's
get
like,
into that later.
when we talk about, I mean, I've done colour theory at uni. I've done it with like the Army Painting team and stuff like that. But sometimes that theory gets blown out the window when you just like pick
Everyone
different colours.
always says like, "Oh, Louise, you have such a good grasp on color theory." I'm like, I have never looked at a color wheel. I don't use it.
I used
if
to paint
that's-
different coloured
Yeah,
peppers all
it
the
feels
time.
like with you, it's very intuitive.
Yeah.
Obviously, you spend so much time doing it
I
that
guess,
obviously you've
yeah.
developed
Yeah.
that intuition into
Just-
also
she's
But I
like
skill.
don't- I'm
Neo
not
who can
like-
see the Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not like, I'm gonna do a purple, but then contrast it with. I'm just like whatever looks.
But you
Yeah, I
do
s-
that, you work that out naturally and subliminally.
But it
without-
probably is color theory. But
Yeah,
yeah, you're right.
yeah.
I saw a comment on because you posted up just the pure like
Yeah, my
pictures.
Highland coup.
Yeah, you put a picture up, and I was reading the comments.
Oh,
and,
yeah?
and one of the comments was like, "Your command of color is great. I'd love to see how you do color wheels and color theories." And I know that you just vibe, right?
It's vibes, but it's vibes based because probably what you said, which is that because I've been doing it for so long, I naturally know that green and yellow looks good with purple, which is color theory.
Yeah.
But I'm not
Yeah,
and vibes in.
which kind of ties in with like with me because like the Procreal paints I think are astounding.
Let's go. Yeah.
But like they're like umber, and I'm like, what the fuck is an umber?
I don't actually know.
It's a thing from D&D, right?
It's also from Game of Thrones, right? That's where I know it from. The umbers.
The umbers
Up north.
War
Them
umbers. I don't know Game of Thrones. What's a number?
It's just one of the houses.
One of the houses.
Houses.
One of the houses.
Is it the big Johns and the small Johns?
Yeah, but the umbers. Don't forget the umbers
Johns.
betrayed Jon Snow near the end.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and then it had to be old that girl from The Last of Us who had to be like, yeah.
What?
Yeah, she had to. Because the lady from The Last of Us is in Game of Thrones at the end.
God, so is Pedro Pascal. Didn't know that.
Yeah. Louise only found that out the other day.
The Red Viper.
I've not
Guess
watched
his
that.
head popped.
Oh my gosh.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
I only watched until season 3. Don't worry.
I tell you what the spoiler is. It's season 8.
We've
It's
moved
been
off.
out for 10 years. I think we're fine for spoilers.
We're not. There's not because people are still like uploading React videos. Because little side note, me and Louise also have been watching The Last of Us, and with zero spoilers, Louise is like, why would TV do this? And I'm like, I agree, but also the Red Wedding. And she's like, I never watched that either. What happened in the Red Wedding? And I'm like, that's quite a big moment as well.
Yeah.
Apparently that was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
Big deal.
Big deal.
Both in the book as a reader and then when the TV show.
I threw the book when I was reading it.
Yeah.
That bit, I threw it.
My
I was like,
favourite bit
no.
was when we used to do like little get-togethers with mates and like watch like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Because I
That's
read the book, I'm like, I'm not going to watch this. I'm going to watch everybody else. Because I know what's coming.
Which is exactly how when I watched the Red Wedding, I was like exactly the same.
It must have still been annoying the second time around.
Yeah, of course.
You
like,
yeeted the book at the TV.
Yeah, just yeet it.
Found the book again. Anyway, so you went paint shopping and you were talking about pro acryl.
Well, what I was trying to say is that
Umber.
umber. Yeah, they're like, ooh, do you want a bit umber? Brilliant white. I'm like, cool, I understand that.
White.
Ivory, dark ivory.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're kind of getting it. But with the Army Painter paints, one of the things that I really love is because I hate the GW naming convention for paints. It's terrible.
I like
right?
it, but only because
it's immersive, but it's not helpful.
I don't even think it's immersive.
Well,
I'm so
it's
sorry.
got cool names. That's it.
I don't think Kriegsman Grey, and then I'm like doing that.
But sometimes it's not even grey. Sometimes it'll just be like the concept, like dreadful visage. Tell me,
What's the
Rob.
concept of that colour?
What color is dreadful visage?
Purple?
Actually, yeah, it's like a greyish
so
purple.
green is more blue than green.
Oh my god, yeah, that used to drive me nuts.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
So I want to try and get a bit better at painting this year.
You're
But
already doing great, can I
Thank
say?
you. That's very kind of you. But one of the things that I'm painting really well is if anyone has seen their Fanatic paints, has got on the bottom. It says like this is the darkest version of a blue green.
There's a scale,
and this is there's a scale, and this is the lightest version, which is really fun. And then with that starter set, you get quite a lot.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, right, let's go because for me, I don't want to. If I want a more, I was having a problem this morning. I was painting Queen Amidala. And she's got like a dark red outfit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool, I want a dark red. I'm not going to get a red and add black. I guess that's what you would do to do darker.
Yeah.
But I would
I use corn red, honestly.
Yeah, I would just want the dark red.
Yeah,
and I want it to say, I'm the darker of the... I can see...
I'm the darkest red you can use. If you wanted a darker red, maybe there could be one.
Yeah,
but actually...
Exactly. And that is, for me, especially because I want to learn to paint a bit better, I think like having some guide rails.
And it'll help you pick it up quicker.
I think
it'll help you learn quicker as well, because you'll know, because you've been told that that's the medium to dark red. So you can build up, maybe like tone a bit easier in the future.
Yeah, like for instance, like one of the colors, there was some blues and it was like, these are the desaturated blues.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. To me, they're just blue.
Yeah.
But they're like, no, these are different to the vibrant blues or the blue grays.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool. I know that blue and gray are mixed here.
Yeah.
And this is why. And so it is teaching me every time I'm picking
so these
them
are
up.
like sort of like drab looking blues, nice punchy blues, really grey blues.
Yeah.
The thing as well I really like about that spectrum, so I know people refer to it as a triad, although it's not 3 colours, it's 6. The thing, because a few people have reached out to me and said, I don't want to get all 6. If I was to pick 3 from the range, which would you pick? I was like, well, first of all, pick the darkest, pick the lightest.
Yeah,
and
I said
the
that
middle.
to Rob.
That's what we
one in
did.
the middle, because they're also designed that however you mix them, you will get the similar tone.
Yeah.
For me, I like consistency, so I will buy that mid-tone grey.
Yeah.
And then I've already got that colour mix, but I could quite easily just get the black and this grey here.
I was
and
saying
get
that
that
to
same
Rob
colour.
as well. I was like, because he was like, because some of them are quite similar when you're like one tone below the middle, one tone above the middle. Some of them can be quite similar. And of course, we weren't there buying like the entire range.
No.
So I was like, get one of the darkers, get one of the lighters, because sometimes the lighters can be quite similar too. And I was like, just pick a middle one.
Yeah.
Easy.
Which also, not getting the whole range was my like fallback. I was like, okay, we'll get the whole range. I'll get the darkest, the lightest, and the middle one.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really fun, and it's set up at home now. So
big
then,
plug to Element Games for letting us have a big shopping trip.
Yeah, big shopping trip there. It was a fun time. So yeah, I did that and I've been doing a little bit of painting because I have been a bit wiped out. We've last week, if you watched last week's Juggz, you'll have seen that I was also a bit tired, and then it's just been a very long few weeks, months maybe.
But also, you didn't give yourself. I think this is delayed sleepiness because you went straight from all of the stuff to being like, cool, I'm back. Now I'm going to make 8 videos and stuff like that.
Because when I was away, I wasn't making videos,
Exactly.
It's not
which
just
is my
that.
job, right?
You were ill before we went away. You had ChillCon. We had to get all set up for like the stand. Work the stand. Then it was like Adepticon flights, tiredness from all those previous
and we had
things.
shit like in between that as well.
Yeah.
And like as soon as you got back, instead of being like, okay, I'm just gonna take it easy, you were like, now that I'm back, I'm gonna make 100 videos.
Yeah, it's just
and I think now
because I'm a massive girl.
What do you mean? What do you mean you're a massive girl?
There's a builder at home right now. I was like, tough making videos, is it, lad?
My girl's thick, so it's fine.
What did you say?
Calling you thick, you dump truck ass.
Whoa! Yeah, right.
Okay.
That's for you, Greg.
I didn't know we were flirting. Oh wait, is that for Greg?
That's for Greg. Yeah.
Greg.
Oh, dump truck Greg.
We had a meeting about. Just gonna throw it out there. We had a meeting about season 2 for Heretic on.
What was season 1?
Season 1 was
amazing.
We about a year ago did our little
just over a year
D&D
ago.
40k Necromunda adjacent adventure. It's called Odd Void. You can see it on
the channel's Odd Void. The thing's called Heretic Hunt.
Heretic
Hunt.
Louise, what did you play?
I played Piper, who's an
psychopathic.
Yeah. She is unhinged. She's a like an Escher, I guess, Escher adjacent.
I was a PDF officer. Greg was a admec, and then a diva was
a psyker, like kind of like fancy psyker lady. And Dan was a DM.
But I had a meeting with him to talk about doing season 2, and Greg was like, "Just one thing, Peachy. Don't truck ask." Ask. He was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like,
"That's a good impression of Greg."
It's a good impression of Greg.
What the
dude,
fuck?
I thought it was an insult. I don't know. Apparently, it's a good thing. And then Dan was like, "No, it's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Absolutely.
It's a good thing." So Dan's reinforcing your point. I was like, "I'm sorry, Greg. I didn't realize."
Sometimes you have to tell the homies they have a dump truck ass just to keep spirits up.
Reminds me of Val, who I do the Old World show with. I once was doing the show with him, and I was like, "You're a bit of a podcast fuckboy," and he got really offended.
I mean, that is.
But like, it was meant lightheartedly. But most importantly, he really thought fuckboy wasn't what like a fuckboy is. He thought it was like some really like nasty insult. And I was like, "No, dude, you just go on all the different
like
podcasts."
When Hattie called you the goat, and you thought she was calling you an old man.
I was responding.
It's one of my
favorite
I was like,
stories. I can't believe I'm going to call her a bitch. And like this. So I started. I was like,
call her a cow.
I was like, Louise just sat up and I was like, "Louise, she just called me a goat. Is this an all right?"
He's fired on the. All right, you fucking cow.
Just called me a fucking goat.
The greatest of all time.
I was like, "Oh, I feel really bad. I'll delete that."
Just backspace.
Thanks.
Yeah, dump truck ass is for the homies.
For the homies. Yeah, so we did a bit of painting. I've been doing some painting. I'm trying to take a break.
And in the comment section, if you think Rob should continue taking a little bit.
Next week I'm in Canada.
Oh well, maybe
got an event this weekend.
Canada.
Got an event next weekend, and
maybe
then,
after that.
so there's maybe
maybe you can have a little break.
Maybe we can have a little break. Well, no, I am. I didn't do anything today, and then we've recorded.
I mean, you're right here.
Well, all I've done is this, and then I'm gonna just go home.
You know, when you're back from Canada, do a little curry night around the Peaches.
Ooh,
that sounds
lovely.
Can I play Minecraft?
Of course, you can play Minecraft.
Can Charlie give me a tour? Charlie can give me a tour of the Minecraft server.
He can. He does start new maps quite regularly.
Well, whatever server he's on.
Whichever one he's on.
Yeah,
I've got a few places where
one of the things I have been doing though is I've been watching a lot of like tutorials while I've been
Have you been watching painting tutorials?
No, I've been watching tech tutorials since that's my job.
Nice.
No one ever watches
so because
painting
Louise has got her
tutorials.
new studio, which is getting closer and closer.
We chose the colors.
Smells
Surprise!
of emotion already. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah.
You just straight up just went into the room and just huffed.
I was like literally like taking lines of it.
Loving it.
Hated it. Hated it.
Oh,
I can't
loving
go in the room. But yeah, it's painted and we've chosen the same color as my background right now, just so people know it's still me.
But one of the things Louise really does deserve is like
Good tech equipment.
is better tech.
Yeah.
Like a lot
I've
of
been
stuff.
on the same cameras as the ones that I first started out with.
Yeah, and also the same microphone. Like these microphones
Which
we
is
have
good.
here
It's
are really,
done
really
well.
good. But there's definitely we should do other stuff.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we should be using
So
like
I want to give a shout out to 52 Minatures
Oh, Alex.
because yes, I sent him a message last night. He recently did the exact same thing as me because I've been really nervous about moving because like change is hard, especially when you're in whatchamacallit, like not a ritual, like a routine.
Oh, routine,
A routine, yeah, of making videos, and you need everything to be where it is and how it is in order for you to know that you can make a video that week. And he recently posted a video, and I'll probably do a similar video about, moving downstairs and
Oh,
stuff.
of course, yes.
But yeah, he did a video about rearranging his workspace, and it made it look not very scary. So it was nice. So I sent him a message being like, I watched a video and it was really nice, and actually it doesn't look so scary anymore. Actually,
Yeah.
that cute. He's like, yeah, it's good. It's good to refresh your space and do new stuff. He's like,
Yeah, I
get
did
as
see
many people to help you as you can. And I'm like, already there.
Yeah. I always feel
Way
bad.
ahead
Like so
of
many
you.
people want to offer help, and I always feel bad accepting help, even though people
I think
are offering
for
help.
me personally, I need help with
Yeah.
this. Like, I think if I could do it myself, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But I
it's
cannot
also
do it
like
myself.
really interesting like when you're like working out through the tech, because what we do, like specifically because you two do miniature painting,
Yeah.
so that's quite again a specific set of skills.
Well, it's like we were talking about, we literally said this last week. We bought like the nicest camera you could. Just turned out was shite for miniature painting. Who would have known?
Yeah, exactly,
Who
exactly.
would've
So
known?
that's been fun. So I've been watching some tutorials as well. There's some fun stuff, and then obviously thinking about how we could design the Juggz studio better, which we talked about on page.
Oh yeah,
which we
what
talked
have you
about.
come up with?
It's right now. It's a little bit like I like still working it all out because obviously, yeah,
Comfy chairs.
Yeah, comfy chairs. Like we were talking about armchairs, maybe,
Yeah.
and then like,
Ooh.
but I really want there
I'd
to
fall
be
asleep straight up.
I really want there to be a screen so that we can all watch stuff together, as we
Yeah,
talked
yeah.
about. And
I'd
so there's
like
a
a
lot.
throne because I'm a knight now.
You get one.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
not a
Rob,
problem.
what happened to the flower that I pressed for
It's
medieval
still pressed. It's still
Oh,
pressed in the
thank
book.
God, thank God, thank God. So I just remembered that right in that moment.
I
there.
know. I could tell.
That was
I
a
know,
that was
wow.
a weird one.
Okay, so Peach, what you been up to?
Oh, I've done a couple of videos. It was half term or Easter, so chilling with I say chilling with the family. It's really weird. I had this last year of summer. I wanted to obviously have videos I'm committed to in my mind. I do this thing and maybe that's like a tism. I don't know, but it's like Monday I film, Tuesday I film. I edit on those evenings as well. I make sure I get a video ready. I do a workbench weekly on a Wednesday as well.
Yeah.
And then I do Juggz and some other bits and get the video finished. And then Friday is tutorials, and then it's the weekend.
Well, that's
and
what
it's
I meant. You get
reset.
a routine, right?
Yeah, I've got a routine,
Yeah.
and I keep doing it. But obviously,
You have a
I
family
need to
as
take
well.
time off as well with the
Yeah.
family. So I didn't do a workbench, which was only like a small amount of time. But I tried to be a bit efficient with some of the videos. But I did have a sponsor, and it was. So the sponsored video is fine. It's like about it's a convention in the States called Fan Fusion. So I did a little video on it,
Cute.
and I had enough information. So the guys that send me the assets and like the creator resource packs and stuff like that, they always add them to the email. So the agent guy who helps me out, who Pete the wargamer passed on, Tim. Shout out to Tim. That is allowed today.
Yeah.
He was really going.
Again, the microphones don't pick it
I
up,
know,
just so you know.
I didn't say any. I think you'll notice I didn't say
I
But the
anything
did.
that
entire
time.
time, you were acting like there was if people at home, there was a siren.
A loud siren
Yeah.
to us.
I
But,
didn't say anything.
but you didn't. You were good.
You
It was me.
stopped
It was
like
me.
like a
was me.
deer in headlights.
Yeah.
I can only do
But the
one
focus is on me,
thing.
right? Because I'm waffling.
Yeah, no, you're not.
That's
waffling,
good.
keep
One.
going.
So people are gamers.
But yeah, so
yeah.
it's agent guy, and
He's good.
The thing that's really annoying was
Oh.
the convention's really good.
Yeah.
The advert, I was like, it's only like not even 9
Oh,
seconds.
was it an
it's like a
advert
minute.
for the convention?
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's
that's
like
fun.
an integration. So it's like a minute sort of ad read. I know people are going to skip it because it's an ad read.
That's
Normally,
fine.
I
You
want to try
assume
and
that.
do like something fun, but I just didn't have the energy to do anything fun.
Yeah, you're
the
not
thing
beholden.
is,
It's okay.
Right. The
yeah.
thing that really annoyed me
Uh-huh.
is they gave me. So this isn't like Tim's fault. This is like the fan fusion people.
Oh,
The people
okay.
that do
yeah.
the convention every year that should have millions of hours of footage, millions of photos.
You'd
I had
think.
3 photos or 4
Oh,
photos
no.
and like 1 video. And I'm like,
Can
you
I
want
get
this video
some more,
to be a minute?
please?
What the fuck am I supposed to do with this? There's nothing there. So I'm like, how am I supposed to make a video on? There's not enough. So
they need to have an asset library, which
Yeah,
is a bit,
yeah, so
which is at least
I
1
was
minute
looking
long.
on the internet. I was like, I hope I can take this footage.
Well,
This
this
is
is
Someone
it.
listen, mirror it, upside down. That's 3.
okay.
Okay.
Add some cool transition
Yeah,
effects.
right, yeah.
That's me popping up.
Bend it in and out for
Yeah.
2 seconds. That's
Do
the
the
thing.
ripple effect.
The ripple.
Whoa. But it sounded like a great event.
Honestly,
It's just like there was just
Peachy,
no assets.
That would be a way to make the ad really funny, where it's the same 3 pictures, but just with ridiculous Star Wars
that's-
transitions.
This is what I like about Dave because he does.
I like Dave.
Oh, what's the character's called?
Hector.
Not Hector. Hector's the frog. It's the
Oh,
other one.
shoot. I don't know. I can't
He's
remember.
like gangster New Yorker guy.
Yeah.
He just like does perpetual motion, so it's just him keeps going forwards, back to the door, forwards, back to the door, forwards.
You
Because he's
know-
not got much space, so he keeps doing the puppet, but he's just doing the ad read.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it's
So
funny.
it's perpetual motion. It's really good fun.
That's fun.
And sometimes he walks into the camera and goes, "Whoa!" It's just like really
Whoa.
daft things like that. But I love his.
Dave's
adverts.
my favorite video editor.
This
and
is
video
MS
maker.
Paint.
MS
Yeah,
Paint. He's
yeah,
my
yeah,
favorite
yeah.
content creator.
Yeah, he might be.
Other than
Oh,
you guys.
He might
Yeah.
be one of my favorites.
Yeah.
He's very good.
He's very good at videography. Very good at like making things funny.
That's good.
That's
That's
Sounds
good. That's
relaxing.
definitely something I want
He
to do
has
more
a
of.
jellycat frog as a main character in his videos.
Well,
True.
so obviously, 11
So
out of 10.
obviously my
He
favorite.
likes
yeah.
hobnobs, not cheap Aldi biscuits, which I got him once.
Exactly.
Bad.
Yeah, correct.
Wow.
Yeah, listen, what do you think he works
What are
for? An
those
Audi
things-
biscuit?
What are those things
Aldi,
called?
the Oaties are great. I'd say
No, they
they're
are.
better than
Oaties are
hobnobs.
very good.
Nah,
Oaties
listen,
are great.
I respect
They
that.
don't have the structural integrity of a hobnob. I will say that when you dunk them, they do fall apart a little bit more, turn into porridge, but they're good. They do taste good. What's it called when like a celebrity has those things like remove the orange M&Ms?
Oh, I know what you mean.
Oh, Ryder.
Rider. I was
Yeah.
gonna say runner. Yeah, yeah. His rider is
Hobnobs.
only hobnobs.
McVitie's hobnobs.
That's a great choice.
Oh, we already had.
What do we
would you
work for if it's
riders?
not to be able to get a hobnob?
Well,
He's not asking for a
Peachy's-
Mercedes, is
Peachy's
he?
brought in some fancy biscuits today. I have a Minecraft potion.
Okay, good.
Peachy's brought us some fancy the Snowman biscuit selection biscuit.
Yeah.
Oh, love that.
Yeah.
Love that. Peachy, one of the things that I've been struggling with at home is I've got this big monster to paint.
That's really rude.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
And
sorry.
I was
I
doing
thought
that.
you were
And
like.
nice
I was
segue.
like,
It's
fuck
not
you.
Louise, not Louise. And I was wondering if you could help me.
That's really kind of you, Rob. I did a video recently about monsters and it didn't do very well.
Oh, I see what he's doing.
Rob was being kind. Yeah, I did a
I
video.
didn't get that at
Um,
all.
I wanted to test the water because I'm not doing anything War Machine, and there's a really cool like giant shark monster. But some of the figures they look like a bit like Napoleonics, but they're quite large.
Mhm.
Because I might make them as ogres for like Silver Bayonet, but I just want to do this big shark monster. I thought, you know, it'd be really good because this is sometimes how I work. I was like, I really want to paint one of these figures, which will come back to what you're going to talk about in a minute. too.
yes.
I really want to paint one of these figures, quite like the Napoleonic ones. I'm not going to touch the monster because it's a bit off-putting. Ding! Why is it a bit off-putting, Peachy? I should
That's
know
a
how to
fun
do
video,
this.
yeah.
Because I like painting monsters, but
Yeah.
for some reason I'm put off by painting this monster. Why am I put off by painting this monster? Maybe I should make a video about not being put off by painting monsters.
Yeah,
Maybe I should
like
find hacks to do that.
intimidating miniatures,
Yeah.
right?
So it was about like using sprays and like really simple dry brushing effects, stippling effects, and like textured paints and stuff, or
Oh, fun.
technical paints to maximize the area and the details without going too mad.
Peach, I've got a question for you.
I just
What
watched
would
your fan fusion ad.
what would it take for you? Because Napoleon did some fucked up stuff.
He did. And
He was a
didn't.
stinky little man. And
Yeah.
he
No,
like
that's
stinky.
what history tells you he was.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, was he not a stinky little
So
man?
I'm not got all the information in front of me.
You're not
right
Look at
now.
defending
you.
Napoleon.
I'm not defending
Look
Napoleon.
at
He's still a
you.
dictator.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah, I
However,
forgot
on the
about that.
back of the
But a French one, so
on the
harmless.
back of the French Revolution, where they removed the monarchy,
Yeah.
they immediately made a lieutenant in the artillery become the emperor of France.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Yeah.
Because it was based on meritocracy, and if you do good, you get rewarded.
Love that.
You don't get
actually.
rewarded for being rich. You get rewarded for the hard work and serving your country.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
So that and the countries around that are all monarchy based. don't like that.
Yeah.
They don't like a man who's now making.
No, I get
the
it. I get some
population-
revisionist history.
Yeah, so-
I think in his own letters he admitted he was a stinky little
And he's all,
man.
but he's also, but yeah, he is.
But my point
he's a stinky
is,
guy. But
this
yeah,
is-
shoot.
I'm not asking you to defend. I'm just
I'm not
saying,
defending,
what
I'm
would
just like-
he have?
he could be fine,
'cause
but he
it-
could also be a little
It
freak.
might
If
also
you
be
know
a
what
huge
I'm-
racist. We just don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What would it like the Napoleonic era? What would it take for you to be like, actually, I'm not going to fuck with those guys anymore. They're not my vibe. Because also, what's the other side of it? Is it the trousers? Are you like the hat guy?
What do you
like,
mean?
What is it? Because like the Napoleonic era is evocative
It's
because of
very
a bunch.
pretty.
Yeah, like what is it that like has
Oh.
got you by the short and curlies?
Yeah,
And what
yeah.
would
Short and
Do you know
curly.
what I think it is? I think the Napoleonic era has. You could claim almost it's like the First World War
right?
because so many nations are at war. I wouldn't say every nation in the world were at war, but the Napoleonic era spread across the globe
Mm.
because, like Spain and Portugal and Britain,
There's a lot
had
of good
huge navies.
stories.
I mean, during that time, that's when the Royal Navy was abolishing the slave trade by
Love that.
buying the slaves, which we've only just paid off, like 2015 or something like that. All the people who said we'll pay
Really?
back.
Oh,
Because
Is that true?
yeah, so what they did
I didn't
was,
know about
yeah,
this.
so the British
What do you
during
mean we've
like
only
1814, something like that, they basically any slave that touched English ground was not a slave
So
anymore.
they just
which
they
was
bought them
sometimes
back.
a nightmare
Yeah.
for the slaves because that was their income and their comfort blanket.
yeah.
So now they're released from service from this family that I want to go back to Italy. No, you can't because you're free now.
Cool.
Enjoy.
Oh,
It's like, fuck. I can't go back.
Yeah.
But what the Royal Navy did was they would find slaves, they would buy them back and
Yeah.
then free them.
Yeah.
Probably get
Based.
enslaved again though.
Oh,
to
not
be
so
fair. But
based. Undoing that.
It was like a weird police force at the time. But basically, what I'm trying to get at is there was so many navies and so many wars going off during that period. I know it was the Napoleonic Wars, but there was lots of other nations fighting.
Uh-huh.
That you could claim it was like a world war to a certain
Yeah.
degree.
The world was at
But
war.
there was so many like varieties and colours and uniforms. Even though everyone's like wearing big.
so
like,
it's the
black-
pageantry.
It's the pageantry.
That's a good
it's,
word.
it's the spectacle. I mean, it was like a lot of rich people thinking they're playing with toy soldiers, but they're not. They're playing with human lives. in
Well, they
big
were
blocks of
playing with toy
infantry.
soldiers, which just translated to human
Yeah,
lives.
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Was there like a catwalk? Like I'm just saying.
I've
like,
always wondered this.
like, is there like
Welcome
is
to
it
the
like is it like is
stage,
18
Napoleon
So,
Bonaparte.
yeah, it's 1819 and they're like Dior have released their
There-
latest.
there is.
Oh really?
There is. So
Oh my God,
the
amazing,
officer class,
Yeah.
certainly the cavalry units, would have numerous amounts of uniforms depending on what they were doing at that time.
Right. Okay.
So if you were if
Amazing.
you were a French hussar, right,
Yeah.
you'd have a campaign uniform. You'd have a summer campaign uniform. You'd have a winter campaign uniform.
Just like
but you'd have summer
anime.
dress and you'd have winter dress, but you'd also have barracks summer. So there'd be lots of different styles and
But
varieties.
did they do what we're asking is like how did they reveal what the
Well, I'm
Yeah,
actually-
was there like a hard launch for
Well,
the?
you know-
I believe there might have been,
for like sports?
I'm making this up. I don't know about
No,
that.
but like sports teams have like reveals of their new like,
the
sports
new kit.
uniforms and stuff.
Also, I'm wondering, do they like just do the reveal? Like they all like pop out, and everyone's like, "Sure, we should invade just so people can check these out. These we look fantastic."
we could do an
yeah.
outfit swap.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's gonna be a bunch of
No.
guys. I know Ali's probably got loads of points on this because Ali watches
Yeah.
Juggz. So
Yeah.
he'll be like,
Shout
he'll be
out
sending
Ali.
me messages
Yeah.
after this episode is out. I'll be like, Peachy, listen, you're wrong about that. It was this date. I'll be like, fuck, sorry.
Just get
All
Ali
right.
on the show
Yeah.
We should
when we
get Ali on the
can.
show. He's full of knowledge.
With his notebook of things he wants to correct us about.
But I don't know. There's a film called Charge of the Light Brigade.
Cool.
And there's a bit where it's one of the Hussar regiments or light dragoon regiments, and they're all like on parade going round. There's like the officer, Lord Cardigan, and he's like, "Oh, they give me a hard on watching these men
Now, hang on.
parade."
What
Louise,
did he mean
Louise,
by
ask more
that? What?
questions.
No, I'm asking so many questions.
Yeah.
So shut up. What did is that like a
I think he liked his men in uniform.
no, but did he mean like with the like in the classic sense, or is it like my gun or something?
I think he was literally giving him a hard on.
he just said that
Yeah.
with his chest.
I mean, obviously, it's a movie from the 60s, but I imagine him probably saying that. 'cause
Yeah, but
he
you
had
know,
some
like
weird
sometimes
props.
things in the 60s meant different things. Like
I like
you
the
know.
insults in that movie as well.
I think hard on meant hard on.
Yeah, I think he meant hard.
So
on.
wait, so what else?
He
do you,
loved a boy in uniform, did that
Yeah.
man? Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
just got a shiver there.
Yeah, I wonder if Napoleonics is also like for the girlies, Louise.
Oh, Napoleon is definitely for the girly pops. Are you fucking kidding?
Yeah.
Like trims and ruffs and frills and all that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because there's a lot of like, Jane Austen
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
and all that stuff
You'll
around
find
it.
that most like the girly pops love war. Like low key, that's why like girlies actually fucking love Warhammer, because boys are like, oh, you know, Warhammer is more traditional, and some boys are like, Warhammer is more a traditionally male thing because women like don't really like war, and women are like, fucking love that shit.
At least love the uniform.
Fascinating.
Well, this is it.
Yeah,
and I do
like
think,
conscribe us, and we'll be like, no, we're just women.
I do think they have,
We're just girls.
there is a deliberate move to have really posh looking like barrack uniforms when you're on parade, because it's like
the girly
look
pops
how
are
hot I
watching.
look right now.
Honestly,
Really?
fair.
Also, just to be based, obviously, the people who had multiple outfits were not the 80% of the povos on the front line.
No,
like,
they were
Oh,
looking to get
no, they had
trousers.
one
Yeah,
outfit.
yeah, exactly.
They had maybe one pair of boots that were gone.
yeah, and then some fucking
Yeah, the people
Nazis
wearing
driving around with
the
like
nice uniforms weren't getting them dirty
I mean,
in a war.
In the era of Sharp, there's a bit before, you know, when Sharp first becomes sergeant,
Yeah.
and also becomes an officer.
Yeah.
There's the time before that they just retreated to a place called Corunna, or from Corunna. I can't remember. I should know that. But there's a retreat to Corunna, and they did like last sort of defense there. But their gear was so torn that they ended up like just getting like random outfits from like the civilians. So like there's a guy.
Does Sharp wear a little dress?
Well, a Sharp probably doesn't, but
No!
Warlord did like a box of like some of the outfits that people had. There'll be like a British red
That's
coat with a
cool.
lady's bonnet. There'll be a guy with like a random hat, a straw hat. There'll be people with like random trousers, one with
Well,
a
you get what you
dress.
can.
So it's like it's an outfit, mate. We're going to war now. You wearing a dress? Tough luck.
I'm wearing a dress.
You're wearing a dress to war. It's like, cool, all right. He's got the bonnet. I'd like to match, please.
I reckon a lot of this is they wanted to wear a dress and go
Maybe,
to war.
maybe.
Honestly,
That's what I'm
if
saying.
you're like, tomorrow I'm done, I'm fucking putting on the dress.
Yeah.
I've always
I'm
wanted to
gonna
know
die.
how it
I'm
feels.
gonna die in a
Yeah.
dress.
Gonna dry,
This is battle
tie
dress.
breezy.
Yeah, I want everything to be free as I ride into the cannons.
Honestly, kind of a mood, just like a guy in a dress riding out on a horse in a cavalry charge. Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of a vibe.
That's
Yeah.
much more
I'd
cool.
be terrified if
That's
I was on
kind of a
opposite
fucking
side
vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd
It's
instantly be
mental.
like, huh? And then your head's chopped off and you're
Yeah.
all trampled.
Not loving that.
No.
I love it.
No.
Girlies love that
Big
shit.
gash across your head. Like,
Exactly.
Oh no, that's where my brain used to be.
Louise, what have you been up to this week?
Oh, so I've not posted a video in ages because I've just been 18 types of run down and ill.
Mhm.
Everything okay?
Yeah, everything's
Oh,
great.
okay. I've just been like, I thought you were typing on there and I thought something was wrong.
Nope.
I've been like 18 types of not fit to work.
Been busy.
I've been busy. I've been tired. I've been sick. I tore a tendon in my back.
How
I
is
re-
that, by the way? Now.
Oh, fine.
Good,
Fine.
good.
The other side
I
started
like how
giving
you
me
do
problems.
chicken impressions. Now.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
fun.
that's how I make sure. Yeah, it's fine. I can now sleep on my other side.
Yay!
Yay, for the
And
first
that
time in
incredible
about a
pain.
month without being in crippling pain. Yeah, I'm off my painkillers now, which is great. But yeah, I've just not been able to get a video together
Yeah.
because of all of that. And because I've been like, oh, I will give myself some time and that's okay. But I've got a video ready for tomorrow. And I've got some other ones planned. I'm back in the saddle. But Peachy, what we were discussing is
Yes.
what I just want to fucking paint something.
Oh,
But
this is where we started
yeah,
out.
this is what we were talking about just before we started Juggz. Is like, so it feels like the easiest job in the world. Like, I'm a painting YouTuber. I should just be able to paint whatever I like. But it has to be like a video.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And
There's
I
a
guess
story, right?
yeah, it has to be a story. That's the best way. That's how Rob put it before I started doing YouTube.
Yeah.
Remember, I struggled to get my head around this.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a big way. Because Rob was like, okay, cool. What would your first video be? And I just used to just paint miniatures,
Yeah.
right? I'd be like, I'll do Trug. And Rob's like, what's the story? And I'm like, I don't know. I just like the miniature.
I also said it in a much nicer way than that
no,
sounds.
no. I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. I wasn't like, but what is Trunk doing right now?
No. I meant it like you were trying to encourage me.
Yeah, I do like the idea though. It was like screaming at a painter.
You were-
Why? Why is it blue? And they're like, I don't know. I like blue.
I don't
Blue's
think
a
you
nice
were
colour."
screaming.
I know. It's a joke.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so every single like Goblin Underworlds team I have painted, I love them. I've done Scarbags.
I've already seen the
Scarbags
story here, so
Gits.
crack on.
Oh, okay. I love this. And maybe the chat can help me out. I've done, is it Scarbags Gits?
Garbags Gits, yeah.
Is it Garbag?
I don't know.
Either way, those guys, Mollugs Mob and the Loon Court.
Yeah.
And they're like my favorite things to paint. It's the only time I ever paint like a squad of things.
Yeah. This is your intro already.
Oh, fuck, Peachy. What are you saying?
This is like, I've painted these things. And now there's a new one? Is that
Yeah,
right?
I guess so. But is that like, and yeah, so there's a new one.
So you're a completionist. You've got the ones you've done already.
Yeah, you just
I
want to
really
play
enjoy
the
it.
rest.
Yeah.
That's it.
What do you mean?
So-
You just say that. That's the story.
I really
What?
like these models. I painted them. I really enjoyed painting them. I painted these ones. I really like them because of these reasons. These ones are out now. And I really want to, I'm trying to do the
Is
same
that
thing.
All right,
enough?
in the comments, let me know if you just want to know why Louise painted that Sphyranx miniature that's really famous,
Yeah.
and why she painted that way, and like how she did it.
And it's
I guess
become the most
so.
Like-
famous Sphyranx in all of time.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like just
Of
ask,
all
and
the
the answer will be,
Sphyranxes.
the answer will be yes. Sometimes, because as we talked about earlier, sometimes you're a bit vibe based. Just saying, I just thought like that would be cooler
Well,
because
I was showing
people want to
Peachy-
hear
I was
what
showing
your
Peachy all
thoughts
my
are.
mock-ups and stuff.
And this is
how
the
I
other
did
thing. You
that.
can use that as a thing to show people how to do mock-ups.
Yeah, just show people mock-ups. Just have fun with it. Just tell a story, and the
I
story
know.
is what you're doing.
I guess so.
It doesn't need to be like in
But-
the ancient past. There
Yes,
was
it
a,
does need to be.
So,
I don't know.
How to do a test model without painting a figure.
Yeah. Yeah,
It-
I
you
mean,
literally
I was
showed me
gonna,
how
I
to
was
do a
gonna,
test
I was
model.
gonna do that for a Patreon exclusive.
But I'll just
Like
do
an
it now and then do something else for a Patreon exclusive.
Oh fuck!
Add some extra details in there.
But the problem is that it would take me like over a week to
Yeah,
paint those
it's not a problem.
miniatures.
Just make the art that you like, and then post it. You'll be fine. You're super talented.
Oh, so
people don't watch you because you do a regular video every 2 weeks. They watch you because you drop
hope not,
bomb
because
shit.
I've not.
Right?
Dang.
Like
ass
like when
shit.
ContraPoints just put up that video about
I
conspiracy
know,
theories.
but oh my god, you got to watch that.
Yeah, I
by
need
the
to
way.
watch
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, you need to watch that. But you were just like, this is great. I don't know when ContraPoints last posted a video,
Oh,
and you
years.
don't care when she next posts a video.
I hope I'm like
That's
that
true,
because
yeah.
like
Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
feel
you
like-
did show me that. Yes.
Yeah, I feel like I've dropped off because I've not done like a video in like the longest it's been since I started
Just
posting.
paint some models and
So I think
make
you're
some
in a
bangers.
really good place because yours is quality over quantity, right? So every time you do a video, it's good quality.
I hope so.
Very enjoyable to watch.
This
And
is why
don't care
I
if it's
want
like a
I want
month.
it to be like a good story
Yeah,
and stuff. I guess.
But I think you've got a good story there, and I don't think you have to do the full warband. You can just do one figure. And
I
you're
know,
talking
I
about the.
absolutely do.
I
need
mean,
to
I'm a
do that.
completionist.
But you're
I
right.
have
You're
to
right.
do that.
I can do the full war band as an aside. I mean, when the last
could be your
when the
Patreon
last
exclusive.
video when the last was it Zarbag? No, it was a Loon Court.
Yeah.
I did I made the how to like the Goblin everything video for masterclass as my excuse to paint the Loon Court.
Okay.
Which I only used like 3 of them, but then I was like, can I just have the rest of them? And they were like, oh, I guess so. So that was like my excuse. I always need an excuse. But I guess if the video is just about me liking the miniatures,
What's wrong with that?
I don't know. It just doesn't feel like enough.
Sometimes it's tough, like to think what will do well, as we've talked about many times on
Or
the
not
show.
even do
Yeah.
well. It's just what's a good video.
But like,
I guess that's the same thing.
it's the same. No, that's not true. Good videos don't do well, and sometimes bad videos do really well.
True.
See Slapchop.
See,
Or my
disagree.
Rohan versus Victrix video. Bad audio, bad visuals,
Tends to be the way.
and yeah,
And it was just a winner.
it was just a winner.
Crazy.
Yeah, there you go.
It's
So it's not about
crazy.
that. It's what people follow you for and what they subscribe for
Maybe-
is your art.
Maybe I just forgot about it, the meaning of Christmas.
Yeah.
Maybe
I mean,
just-
this week as well, I've got this Genesis video I'm working on.
that's cool.
And I was a bit sort of like, it feels like it's quite a generic sort of sci-fi, but as I started getting into it and reading the rules and looking through the art,
The art's really cool.
it's the art, I think, and also the simple, I won't say they're like super simple rules, but it felt like my journey to Warcry,
yeah.
quite easy to get into. And I'm like, these are really good things to talk about. And I also think it's the rule set Kill Team should have been.
Okay.
And I don't know how I'm going to pitch the video. This is where I am at the moment. I've done
That's
the video.
title.
I don't
That's
know.
the title.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I was like, but I only mentioned that at the very end.
Yeah. So
I
you
know
don't
if
want to,
that's-
yeah,
so- and
let
also,
people astray too much.
It's their video, so surely I should put more emphasis on the
Yeah.
Genesis.
Well, ask them what they want the title to
I
be,
always
maybe.
struggle. I always struggle with titles.
Titles are the
thumbnails.
worst. So this week tomorrow, hopefully, I'm releasing a video where I've painted the smallest miniature I've ever painted. And it's freaking tiny.
There you go.
And that was really good fun. But I don't know what the title should be.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't think it's the world's smallest miniature. But I
Have
could
I
just,
painted the world's smallest miniature on YouTube?
that's a very specific and a question. I like it. Because then the answer could maybe be Probably not,
Yeah.
maybe, but maybe.
Because Zob does that all the time. I've made the biggest gaming board on YouTube.
Or is it have I made?
Or have I?
Yeah, because then maybe the answer is no.
Yeah.
Did I?
I'm sure someone will go, no, and that's it.
I could
That's
do
your
like,
engagement.
did I paint the best miniature in the whole world? And it's like, no.
No. Anyway, this is what I did paint.
Did I win this? Did I just win the Slayer sword?
No.
No.
Did I paint this mini while running 100 meters with Usain Bolt? No.
Maybe though. You're here, so you're.
Find out at the end, and the answer is no.
No. I mean, I could do that. It's definitely the smallest miniature I've ever painted because it's like it's the same height as those epic miniatures,
Yeah.
but the details just aren't there.
It's definitely smaller.
Yeah, so I think that means it's smaller,
Mm.
right?
I've never seen it. I mean, I've not looked, but I've never seen anyone else paint a figure that small. So I think you painted the smallest
I
figure on
have. I've
YouTube.
seen people painting smaller miniatures. Like they sculpt them and they paint
Yeah.
them, but
I've
that's
seen
like
people
a
that do like the ones on pinheads.
yeah, that's exactly what I
Yeah.
mean. Yeah. So
It's
those
cool.
are smaller, and I think there are smaller miniatures, but the difference is that they're designed to be way more like the details are deeper, they're a bit chunkier, and these pilots, because it's a Gundam pilot for those who do not know, because it'll be out by now, so you should check out the video. It's a Gundam pilot, which are 1:144 scale,
Yeah.
but they're skinny. And their faces are like the finest detailed things ever. So it was really good fun. But now I've got the painting itch, and I want to paint my Underworld's warband.
I don't know if you don't just paint for a while, then skip a video day, get like 2 or
I've
3
already
under your
skipped
belt.
so many
No, what I'm saying is, it's just like
just fucking paint have a fucking
just paint for a month, then like chop it, or then spend like 2-3 weeks chopping everything down, turn them into videos.
I kind of already did that. I mean, I've got all my painting from a Highland coup under my belt.
Yeah, just chop it all down after.
Island Coup.
I think
Island
you'd be
coup.
surprised. I think a lot of people in the comments would be like, I just want to see you make stuff, and I want to just hear about why you
True.
made stuff.
I do get distracted by like exciting topics that I want to do. Like every time there's a new golden demon, every time I discover like an old miniature and stuff. But I do miss just spending like a week at a desk miniature painting. And I got to do that from a Highland cow, but I was also making videos as well in the background and stuff like that.
I've got a weird week next week.
Oh, yeah?
Because I need to. There's a card game called Doomlings. I'm still waiting for it to turn up, but
yes,
it's an
you've
add-on.
told me about it.
Yeah, so I did a video on that a while back, and their deadline's Wednesday
Okay.
for the video. They
Next Wednesday.
They want
it's
it next
Thursday
Wednesday,
today,
so I
got
need
it.
to get a video made for next Wednesday. And I
What
was
are you
like,
gonna do?
normally it takes me a lot longer to get a video made, so I was like, I'll purposely just do a small video.
Yeah.
And I was like, what should I do? And
Do
I
a
was
little
like,
8-minute.
what I've got, and I've been meaning to do it for a long time, is like I've got a bunch of Buzz Lightyear spaceships, and I was like, just turning toys into figures.
Fun.
I wanna do
It's really
a little
quick and
bit of
easy.
that. Yeah.
So I'm just going to do like a video quickly about like I've got these toys. You could do this, or you could do this. You can paint it. You can leave it as it is. It looks freaking great. And then have some
You can
setups for
leave
the
it as
figures.
it is.
Just
Yeah,
leave it
do
as
it.
it is. Yeah.
Do it.
It's not
That's
great.
something.
Not great.
Yeah.
Very different to my energy, Louise. No one wants to see my art. What they want, they're like, there's a
Oh.
book. Read it, Monkey Man.
Yes.
I don't know
Read me the book.
What
you
words say,
boy.
Monkey
But you're
Man?
very good at like disassembling like the understanding of how the rules work. So
Yeah, you can turn fancy letters into simple letters.
yeah. and like people watch it because like Rob knows his shit when it comes to wargaming, and he's now going to tell us if this. And obviously your community as well on like the Twitch chat will also be there. We're helping you out. Like, is this a good unit?
Yeah,
Is this a good
your
synergy?
strength is also
Yeah.
streaming as
I
well.
think also in many situations they know if it's good or bad already. They just need like I do some confirmation bias.
Oh, they need the bigger boy to tell them they're right.
No, or that I need them to tell me. Like we need to collectively get
Yeah,
together and
yeah.
be like, why?
This is actually.
Has
Yeah,
there
why
been,
does this
has
suck?
there been a
Yeah,
good or
yeah.
bad book lately?
Has it been the Gits book was super boring. The Glues
Oh,
by
that's
Gits
a
book.
shame. They should be the coolest.
They should be the coolest. I agree. But obviously, we talked a lot about how because, and I mean this, don't mean this controversially, but Games Workshop are racist, right? Don't mean it controversially.
What
What
do
I
you
mean
mean
is,
you don't mean? You can't just say a controversial thing. You can't.
I'm just going to eat a biscuit whilst
I'm
Rob
just going to
continues.
sip this non-existent tea.
what I mean is,
Jesus fucking Christ.
hold on, is what they'll do is they'll say, right, an elf is like 1,000 years old, the best blade masters that could ever be with reflexes, whatever.
Yeah,
and
they're
eyes.
OP.
They're OP,
They're
right?
elves,
so they write
obviously.
them like they're OP. But then when it comes to goblins, which is the goblin book, they go, oh, they're goblins. They're rubbish.
Yeah,
They're
what
all
do you mean
wolves.
that's not racist? They're oh,
No.
maybe I'm racist.
Yeah, exactly. But then what they
Ah,
so then
fuck.
they write the goblins and they're like, right, the goblins are rubbish. And you're like, okay, cool. But they've got elves and I've got goblins. How do I beat the elves? And they're
it's like what Kabuski was saying today, where it should at least be like somehow a fair fight.
It should be you should back in the day, goblins was always like a horde army, right? Because you have loads of goblins.
Yeah, same with orcs.
Because
they're
not
shite.
You wear them down in numbers, right?
Yeah, although orcs are tough, right? Normally they're strong, but they don't normally wear a lot of armor.
Yeah.
You know, like there's meant to be these
Manded.
things, but then you're meant to come up with rules. So it's like, well, they compete because they do this other thing.
Yeah.
But with the goblins, they were just like, oh, they suck. And then it's also
but
really
they
funny.
don't suck, but they've got like little goblin energy where they stack up on top of each other and they
Apart from these don't have that.
Why not?
Yeah, well, that's the kind of
Why?
point.
That's racist.
But also, like, it's also exactly, right? Exactly.
Why can't they have squigglore, which makes them so tough?
Exactly. So, that can sometimes be a bit like.
Do you know what I actually
on.
think that is?
What?
Racism.
I think that sometimes you get a writer who really likes elves, has wet dreams about elves.
Yeah.
And then he
Sorry.
gets given the job of writing goblins and he freaking hates goblins.
Oh,
there's
imagine
also-
if I
so he
wrote the
puts no
goblin
effort into the
book.
goblin book.
Yeah, there's
'cause he
also
gives
that.
No shits
Yeah,
about
if I
them.
wrote the goblin book, fully I would be
I've
elf
worked
racist.
with those people, Rob.
Yeah, no, but I know, but also
Specifically
there-
elves.
Specifically
But they're
elves.
also, I understand that they have like lumineth body
Biased.
pillows.
Yeah.
I get it.
I want a lumineth body pillow.
I know.
If
That-
you squeeze it, it glows in the dark.
I want a Daughters of Cain body pillow.
Oh, I bet those exist.
They probably do.
Peach, I want to talk to you about a video that I want to do.
Sewing a
later.
body pillow.
No,
She's talking about Daughters of Cain.
no,
and body
I want to
pillows.
make dolls again.
Oh,
so,
I've got a Daughter of Cain one I've made. I'll pass it on to you.
Well, here's what
Are
I
you
want
going
to
to do a collab? Is this the announcement of the first ever collab?
Fuck,
We could totally do a doll off.
doll off. Doll off.
Yeah.
Doll off.
But yeah, I wanna get back. I want to do cosplay, and I figure a good place to start is making it small.
Yeah.
So, and then I was like, oh, I used to do doll repainting. Why don't I make? Because I really want to do like either a Dark Eldar or an Eldar, like ball jointed doll.
Yeah.
And then I can make the armor but tiny.
Yeah.
And then I get to do a little bit of doll repainting as well.
That's a really cool idea.
Yeah, fucking do the same.
Because I've got a Daughter of Cain I did.
Yeah, why don't
So
we
I can
just
make a Daughter of Cain doll.
Yeah.
Shout out to do that. I mean,
why don't we
she's
why
wearing
don't-
a bra and pants, really, so
Oh,
it's
for
not much
fuck's
to
sake.
wear, really.
I was gonna do full armor, but
I'm
yeah,
not.
feel free to like do the same video as me, and then we just call out each other's videos,
Yeah.
which is like, if you want to see Peachy's take on this, check it out on his channel where he's doing the same.
There you go. Yeah,
No,
you can
I
do a
mean-
collab.
I mean,
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Because
Collab?
I kept
Collab.
doll
Collab.
But
And then to tie it in, I can paint a figure of a Daughter of Cain to match the model I've made.
oh my god, that's smart.
So it kind of ties it
I
in.
want to do what's her name? Elder lady with like the big hair. It's like no, I can't remember.
Oh, you've right.
Yvraine.
Yvraine, that's it. Yeah, something like that.
In a wedding dress.
Yeah. I want to do something fancy looking, but yeah, I just saw all the Monster High dolls on the shelf the other day in Asda when we did our big shop.
And you're like, this is my dream.
And it's like the new Draculaura one has like pink skin and like very pointy elf ears. And she's like a little bit thicker now.
Mm.
And I'm like, that would look like such a cute doll.
Mm.
Like for Dark Eldar or Eldar or something. But yeah, and then I can make like a Sister Battle one too. And I just think it's a good way because I can like get some foam and like sculpting stuff and kind of make it but smaller.
Yeah.
So that's another thing I want to do.
That's
And I
pretty
just
cool.
think that'd be really cool.
Because I've got loads of small bits of EVA foam as well.
Yeah, and you have little chains and things.
Yeah, I've
'Cause we
I've made a chainmail skirt
Oh, there you
on one of
go.
them, which is pretty
There you
cool.
go.
What did you make it out of?
Chain. Just
Chain?
like link chain.
Oh.
Because they're tiny.
Tiny.
Oh.
It looks like chainmail.
Well, it is, I guess.
So,
I
It's
guess
mail.
it's just.
It's out of chains.
Yeah, like I guess it just is
What?
chainmail. It's just small guy
Whoa.
chainmail.
But yeah, that's another thing that I'd like to do.
Cosplay,
Yeah,
doll
cosplay.
painting, and cosplay.
Mhm.
Yeah, just do that.
I might do that.
That's okay.
Might do
You're in a
that.
great position in your life where you can just do what you like, and then people will just
Shall I
be
make a
like, "Thank you."
Sylvanian family Warhammer?
That would
Okay.
be super funny.
Give them machine guns, have like dead ones.
Yeah.
Sculpt some armor. I want to get back into sculpting too. Either way, those are my ideas. For
I do
this.
like the idea of you creating a Sylvanian family codex. So like
people can play.
So
there.
like you write the rules.
With the date sheets.
Yeah, like you do the
Oh.
data sheets, and
Am
then you
I
like
the
put
best Games Workshop rule writer?
them, and then you just put them on
No.
the table and play a game of 40k,
I think
and it's
people
just
did
like
that for My Little
Miffy
Pony.
has got 0 weapons.
Well, 4
Oh,
command
what?
points.
Make it extremely realistic where everyone's just weapon skill 0, armor 0, but they just die instantly. But they're there.
It's just a slaughter in 40k. It's just, Angron has chopped off the heads of 7 Miffy babies or whatever they're called. Sylvanian babies.
I would like just codex like something like sheep, where it's just sheep in 40k. They just get instantly massacred because they're fucking sheep.
Yeah, that would be really funny.
That's some video ideas that I have.
Oh, these are all really, really fun.
I like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
so that's an update. That's been an update on our week, but we wanted to talk about some other stuff. We'll try something new on Juggz.
Yes.
So that'll be another video, which you can all go check out, which is going to be fun because we do want to keep trying to improve Juggz. And let us know in the comments below. Actually, that's what we can do. It's call to action. End of the video.
How do you want us to improve our Juggz for
let us know
you,
in the comments,
dear watcher?
Yeah, because we do want to know that. Yeah, because we are going to get a studio. We can spend a lot of money on the studio.
So we actually want the content to be good.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, what would you like to see?
And it's a journey, right? We want the audience to be like, I want to see
That's what
this.
the J stands for.
I know people like to listen to the journeys that we have, and we do our like recaps of the week and stuff. And I always enjoy doing that as well.
Me too. It keeps us in check.
Well, not just that, but also it's interesting to see like me seeing you going, I don't know what to do for this video.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, you're human. Because I feel like some weird.
Oh my God, you're a human.
Oh my God, I have those same emotions too.
Yeah.
But also people out there that are starting off or like wanted to get into this. Because Nigel Betts, Highcroft from Sharp.
Oh yeah.
He dropped me a message the other day, and I felt really bad because I didn't
casually,
spot it
obviously.
Well, we talk a lot because
what timeline are we in?
Because he's on hot dial now because speed dial for like voices.
He is on
for
hot
Sharp.
dial.
He is hot dial.
He is on hot dial.
But he was saying he had to go at doing a YouTube video. It was like it was hard. And I was like, yeah, it is actually. It is quite.
I wish I got into it younger.
Oh,
for
same.
sure. Right.
When I was younger, I was certainly trendier and more excited.
I think you're. I think you've never been trendier.
I get dressed by my wife.
You're watching Minecraft. You what?
Don't be like that. She buys my clothes. I'm not allowed to buy my own clothes because I buy really vibrant colours.
I got to tell you, I think that's a hack though.
My dad has never dressed better.
Yeah. Your dad.
When he's met Susie.
Yeah,
like she straight up is like, you're not wearing that.
You know,
that was my
friend Nathan.
Susie.
Yeah, I love him to pieces. Yeah. Right, but
Nathan has nice shirts.
Nathan looks. He's always turning up.
He's got a mustache.
I'm like, where did you get that T-shirt? He's like Anna Boy and me. I'm like, it's a great T-shirt.
Yeah,
my dad's the same as well. Yeah. Thank you to the wives that keep their husbands trendy.
When Liz met me, do you know you get those sets of Stabilo highlighter pens?
Yeah,
that was my shirt collection.
Oh no, Peachy, that is. I don't think luminescent is your color.
Louise hasn't tried to buy me any clothes.
That's because we wear like the same shit.
I used to wear.
We could trade wardrobes and no one would fucking
apart from
notice.
the size.
They'd be like, Louise, why are you wearing a hat? And that would be about it.
You look good in a hat, actually.
You look good in a hat.
That's true.
You do look good in a hat. You look great with that hat.
You look great. Honestly, the amount of people that come up to me and say, like, Louise, have you seen Rob's hair? I need fucking.
Just to let you know, you be warned when his hair's down.
Honestly, you don't have to warn me. That's why the hat stays on. Honestly, for my benefit.
You're trendy. Is the point?
Peachy, you are trendy.
I'm trendy because of my wife.
I think it's a hack. I think finding the woman who you are literally in a relationship with, and then saying, dress me. What do you find sexy? And that she's like, this is a hack.
Can I dress you up one day?
There's a question mark around that. I don't know why. Dress you up is not, can I get you clothes? That's very different.
No, but you just said.
Yeah.
Why not me? Why don't you trust my style? What do you think I would dress you up like?
You can buy me some clothes.
What do you think I would dress you up like?
I reckon a Skyrim barbarian without a shirt on.
Absolutely
It would
not.
be fully naked. It would be some Emperor's New Clothes shit where I'm like, yeah, babe, this is all the rage. It's all the rage in France.
Oh, no. Okay, listen, tough to be a man in the hobby, especially being objectified like we are. It's tough. So, yeah, let us know. We can try something new now. You will see that video in a week or so.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think. And then we're going to keep trying to do new things. So comments and ideas down below. We're also going to do a trip, aren't we?
Oh, yeah, Leeds Armory.
We're going to do Leeds Armory.
And then can we go to the Space Centre?
And then we can go to the Space Centre. We're going to try that out as well. So if that's stuff you want to hear us talking about, obviously we're always going to talk about miniatures, wargaming, painting, and everything else.
I could not.
Yeah, that's our lives.
We could plan it and do it in the same. If I hire a car for a couple of days, because that'd be cheap in the long run. We could do one day at Leeds and one day at the.
Do a double day.
That would be the
and then we could get a videographer in to do all the videos.
Who would we get?
Great question. Find out soon on Juggz.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. Goodbye.
Bye. Love you.